For 70 years, the Bermuda Triangle was silent. Until tonight, when alien warships rose from its depths. One man will discover a secret buried beneath the waves, and one alien girl will change the fate of Earth forever. Stay till the end, because this story will shock you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe before we dive into the unexpected war. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe before we dive into the unexpected war. Asterisk, asterisk, the Bermuda Triangle had been quiet. For 70 years, too quiet. For decades, no planes vanished, no ships disappeared, no strange lights flickered on radar. The world had stopped fearing the triangle, calling it nothing more than a sailor's myth. But on one humid night, under a restless Atlantic sky, silence ended. Ethan Cole stood on the deck of the Navy patrol ship Valor. The sea was calm, but his instincts buzzed like static. A sonar officer rushed toward him, face pale. "Commander, we're reading movement, deep below, something huge." Before Ethan could reply, alarms wailed. The sonar screen bloomed with red, circles upon circles rising from the ocean floor. The crew exchanged panicked glances. This wasn't a submarine. It wasn't anything human. Ethan grabbed the railing as the ocean beneath them began to churn. The water didn't just ripple, it glowed. A deep electric blue spiraling outward like a living storm, and then it rose. Black metal, the size of cities, broke the surface. Alien warships, each shaped like jagged blades, dripping seawater as if the ocean itself had given birth to them. Strange runes pulsed across their hulls, symbols that no human eye had ever seen. The crew shouted, scrambling to man weapons. Jets launched from nearby carriers, streaking the night with fire. Ethan's chest tightened. He had seen war, but nothing like this. "Open comes," he barked. "Warn command the triangle's alive again." But before the message could leave, a piercing hum filled the air. The nearest alien ship lit up with lines of red light. A single blast followed, not fire but pure energy. It tore through the Valor like paper. Metal screamed, men were thrown, and the ocean swallowed them whole. Ethan hit the water hard. Darkness closed over him. His lungs burned. He kicked, desperate, but the pull of the deep was stronger. And then he saw her. A faint glow shimmered below. Not the cold light of the warships, but something softer, almost human. Drifting inside a cracked pod was a girl. No, not human, not fully. Her skin shimmered silver blue, veins faintly glowing. Her hair floated like strands of starlight. Her eyes, half open, glowed violet even in the dark sea. Ethan's chest screamed for air, but his mind locked on her. He didn't understand why, but he knew he couldn't let her die. With a final surge, he pulled at the pod's latch. It snapped open. Her hand slipped into his warm, alive. Suddenly, the ocean around them shook. Alien drones, sharp as blades and glowing with red eyes, darted through the water. They had seen him. Ethan kicked upward, dragging the alien girl with him. His vision blurred, but the surface was close. The drones fired streams of red light through the water, sizzling past his legs. He pushed harder. They broke the surface with an explosion of spray. Ethan gasped, air filling his lungs like fire. The girl coughed beside him, her violet eyes wide. Terrified. Behind them, the black warships fully rose above the ocean, towering, alive with power. The world would never be the same again. The drones screamed through the air, chasing. Ethan pulled the girl toward a piece of floating wreckage. "Hold on," he growled. "Don't let go." For the first time she spoke. Her voice was soft, broken, but filled with fear. "Protector," Ethan froze. Protector? How did she know that word? Before he could ask, the drones dived. Their shadows cut across the waves. The ocean was no longer just water. It had become the battlefield of a war the world wasn't ready for. And Ethan Cole, a man who had only wanted a quiet patrol, now found himself holding the hand of the very being who might decide Earth's fate. The first blast came down. The night split with fire. The island was nothing more than a dark patch of rock, hidden under the shadow of storm clouds. Waves crashed violently against the shore as Ethan Cole dragged the alien girl onto the sand. Both of them collapsed, coughing seawater, lungs burning. Ethan rolled onto his back, staring at the sky. Thunder cracked above, and in the distance, the alien warship still glowed like jagged mountains of black metal. His mind spun. What had he just seen? How many of those ships were hidden beneath the triangle? A faint sound pulled him back. The girl. She sat up slowly, her wet hair clinging to her silver-blue skin, her violet eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Ethan almost forgot to breathe. She wasn't human, but there was something fragile, almost innocent in her expression. She whispered a single word again. "Protector." Ethan frowned. "You can speak?" Her lips trembled as she formed the next word. Broken, but clear. "Human, saved me." Before Ethan could ask more, the sky rumbled. 3 alien drones streaked overhead, their red lights scanning the beach. Ethan cursed under his breath and pulled her into the jungle at the edge of the shore. They ducked behind thick palm trees as the drones passed. Her hand gripped his tightly. Trembling, for all her strange power, she was scared. When the drones faded into the storm, Ethan turned to her. "What are you? Why were you inside that pod?" She hesitated, her violet eyes shining with sorrow. "Lyra," she said softly, pressing her hand to her chest. "My name Lyra." Ethan nodded. "I'm Ethan, Navy officer." "Now tell me, Lyra, what are those things?" He pointed toward the warships glowing above the horizon. Her gaze followed, and for a moment she seemed older, her face shadowed by memories, war arcs, she whispered. "For 70 years, waiting, now, awake." Ethan's pulse quickened. Waiting for what? She looked at him, eyes filling with tears that glowed faintly like liquid light. "For Earth to weaken, for humans to forget." The words hit Ethan harder than the storm. This wasn't random. It was a plan. A 70-year silence before war. They moved deeper into the jungle, careful of drones circling above. Ethan found a small cave hidden under thick vines. Inside, it was damp but sheltered. He started a small fire with his survival kit, the flames dancing against stone. Lyra sat close, staring into the fire as if it was something holy. Her silver-blue skin reflected the light, her features softer now. Ethan watched her carefully, still torn between awe and suspicion. "Why were you in that pod?" he asked. "They kept you locked away." Her voice trembled. "I betrayed them." Ethan stiffened. "Betrayed who?" She met his eyes. "My people," she explained slowly, broken English mixing with long pauses. Her species once ruled the oceans, long before humans understood the world. They built the pyramids, the triangle, the great stone lines, machines of power hidden as mysteries. But she, Lyra, wanted peace with humanity. She had argued against the invasion. For that, she was locked in stasis, trapped as a prisoner beneath the sea. Ethan leaned forward, disbelief fighting against the fire in his chest. "So you're saying your people built all those myths? The disappearances, the ruins, all of it?" Lyra nodded, tears shining on her cheeks. "Yes, humans were slaves once, but they fought. They won. My people waited. Now they return." The cave filled with silence, broken only by crackling fire. Ethan ran a hand through his soaked hair. He didn't know whether to believe her or not. But the warships outside were real, and so were the drones hunting them. Suddenly, Lyra pulled something from her chest armor. A small crystal, glowing faintly. Blue, pulsing with light. She placed it in Ethan's palm. It was warm, almost alive. "This," she whispered, "memory crystal. It holds code, the key. It can shut down the fleet." Ethan stared at it, stunned. Why give this to me? Lyra leaned closer, her voice soft but desperate. Because only a human can use it. Before Ethan could answer, a screech filled the night. Red light pierced the cave entrance. The drones had found them. Lyra grabbed Ethan's arm, eyes wide with fear. They come. Protect her. Run. The cave shook as metal claws scraped against stone. Shadows of alien machines filled the entrance, their red eyes burning like fire. Ethan clenched his fist around the crystal. He had a choice, stay and fight, or run deeper into the unknown with a girl who might be Earth's only hope. The first drone screeched. Energy weapon charging. Ethan pulled Lyra to her feet. Then let's run. The jungle stretched endlessly, shadows twisting under the storm. Ethan ran with Lyra at his side, the glowing crystal clenched tight in his fist. Behind them, the shrieks of alien drones echoed through the trees, red beams cutting through leaves and branches. They stumbled into a marshy clearing, chest heaving. Ethan pushed Lyra behind a fallen log and raised his rifle. Useless against warships, maybe, but enough to buy them a second against the drones. The first machine burst through the trees, eyes burning red. Ethan fired. Sparks flew as bullets tore across its metallic shell, not enough to kill, but enough to slow it. Lyra raised her hand. Blue light pulsed from her palm, striking the drone like lightning. It screamed and collapsed, smoke rising. Ethan looked at her in shock. You can fight? Lyra's eyes shimmered. A little. But they will send more. As if on cue, the night sky split open with thunder. From far away, ships could be heard. Human ships racing toward Bermuda. Jets roared, missiles fired, but in the distance, alien warships shrugged off the attacks as if they were nothing more than insects. Lyra clutched her arms around herself, her voice trembling. Humans fight, but lose. War arcs stronger. Only crystal can stop them. Ethan glanced at the glowing shard in his hand. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Something inside it whispered to him, faint, almost like words not yet formed. He closed his fist around it. Then we give it to command. To the admirals, the generals. No. Lyra cut him off sharply. Her eyes burned. Human leaders will use it wrong. They want power, not peace. Ethan froze. The memory of countless wars, governments chasing weapons instead of solutions, flickered in his mind. He wanted to argue, but something in her face, fear, sadness, certainty, stopped him. They ducked deeper into the jungle, reaching a high ridge that overlooked the sea. From there, Ethan saw the nightmare in full. The alien fleet had spread wide, stretching across the horizon like a wall of black steel. Red energy beams slashed into human ships below, sinking them one by one. The Atlantic burned with fire. God! Ethan whispered. We're outnumbered, outgunned. Lyra stepped beside him, the glow of her skin lighting the rain. Your world still has hope, but you must choose. Ethan turned sharply. Choose what? Me, she said softly. Trust me with the crystal. Or give it to your people. The weight of her words pressed into him. If he trusted her, he would be handing Earth's only chance to someone not even human. If he gave it to the Navy, it could end up as another weapon, maybe saving Earth, maybe dooming it. Lightning flashed across the sky. For a second, Ethan saw his reflection in her violet eyes, tired, desperate, but determined. Before he could answer, the jungle shook. The ground split, roots tearing apart. A massive alien machine rose from beneath the earth, taller than trees, shaped like a twisted spider of steel. Its central eye glowed crimson, locking directly onto Lyra. Her voice cracked. They send. Commander. The machine's voice boomed in a language Ethan didn't understand, but Lyra translated with horror. He calls me traitor. He says, I must die. Drones swarmed around the commander, dozens this time. Ethan raised his rifle, but his hands trembled. There was no way to win this. Lyra stepped forward, her glow brighter now, defiant. "Protector," she whispered, not looking at him. "The crystal listens to you. Your blood, human blood, it remembers." Ethan's mind reeled. Remembers what? Her answer was soft but heavy. Remembers when humans rebelled. Long ago, the truth hit him like thunder. This wasn't the first war. His ancestors had fought them before, built weapons, left marks, pyramids, lines, ruins. The mysteries of history were no mysteries at all. The commander's drones closed in, red lights ready to fire. Ethan's grip tightened around the crystal. His heart pounded. He had no choice but to act. He turned to Lyra. "If I trust you, will you stand with me, even if it costs your life?" Her violet eyes met his, fierce and unshaken. "I already did, the moment you opened my prison." The jungle exploded with light as the commander charged. Ethan raised the crystal, and it pulsed brighter, burning like a star in his hand. He had made his choice. The ground shook as the alien commander's machine unleashed its first strike. Red beams carved through the jungle, trees exploding into fire. Ethan grabbed Lyra's hand, pulling her down a slope. Roots and mud slid beneath their boots as drones swarmed overhead like a storm of steel insects. The crystal in Ethan's hand pulsed brighter, reacting to danger. It guided his steps, almost pulling him toward something unseen. Lyra stumbled beside him, her glow dimming with exhaustion. "Where are we going?" Ethan shouted over the chaos. Lyra gasped, eyes wide with recognition. "The ruins. The crystal calls you there." They crashed through tangled vines until the jungle opened into a valley. Ethan froze. At its heart lay colossal stone structures, half buried in earth, ruins shaped like pyramids, covered in moss, yet humming faintly with blue light. Human by appearance, but alien in design. Ethan's single quotes S chest tightened. He had seen photos of such places, carved lines in deserts, megaliths standing in forgotten jungles. Mysteries no archaeologist could explain. But here they were, alive, thrumming, with power, waiting. The drones descended, beams cutting the ridge behind them. Ethan pulled Lyra toward the ruins. A doorway stood open, glowing faintly, as if it had been waiting all these centuries for someone to return. Inside, the air was cool, thick with ancient dust and strange symbols glowing on the walls. The crystal pulsed brighter with every step. Lyra's voice shook. "These are not ours. They are yours. Built by humans. Long ago, after rebellion, your ancestors made weapons to fight us." Ethan staggered to a halt, staring at her. "You're saying humans built this with what? Stone tools?" She shook her head. "No, with knowledge they stole from us. And with courage. They hid it. Until one day, a human would awaken it again." Before Ethan could reply, the ruins trembled. The alien commander's machine crashed into the valley, its crimson eye glaring like a star of death. Drones poured in through the entrance, their claws scraping against stone. Ethan raised the crystal. It blazed, filling the chamber with blinding blue light. Symbols on the walls came alive, shifting and burning like fire. The ground rumbled as ancient gears turned beneath their feet. From the depths of the ruins, something massive stirred. A circular platform split open, revealing a towering machine buried under stone. Not alien human. Its armor was carved with symbols of stars and suns, its chest glowing with dormant power. Lyra's breath caught. The sentinel, it survived. Ethan's pulse thundered. The sentinel was no statue. It was a weapon. The alien commander roared in his strange tongue, and drones surged forward. Ethan pressed the crystal against the glowing console before him. Pain seared through his veins, his vision blurring. But the machine answered. Stone cracked. Dust fell. And the sentinel rose. It towered above the ruins, its metal gleaming with blue energy. For the first time, the alien drones hesitated. The commander shrieked, sending them forward anyway. Ethan stumbled, knees weak, the crystal still burning in his hand. He felt it sucking at his strength, but he stood tall. Let's finish this. The Sentinel's chest lit with a pulse of blue energy. A shockwave blasted outward, shredding drones mid-air, their metal bodies raining down like sparks. The commander staggered, crimson light faltering outside. The alien warships turned their guns toward the ruins. The sky filled with fire. Jets of human pilots dove in, missiles screaming, buying precious seconds. Radio chatter crackled in Ethan's earpiece. Command had found him, but they didn't understand what they were seeing. Lyra gripped his arm, her violet eyes fierce. You must guide it. Sentinel listens only to human blood. Me? Ethan rasped. I'm no hero, Lyra. I'm just a soldier. She shook her head, gripping his hand tight. Not soldier. Protector. The ruins shook as blasts rained down. Ethan reached deep, pressing the crystal against the console once more. This time, he didn't fight its pull. He let it flow through. Images flashed in his mind, humans of long ago. Rebels rising against alien masters, building the Sentinel with bare hands and stolen knowledge. He felt their courage, their fire, their blood. The Sentinel roared to life. Its arms rose, glowing, blades forming from pure light. It clashed with the alien commander's machine, metal shrieking as sparks rained across the valley. Drones swarmed like a black tide. But the Sentinel swung, tearing through them with storms of energy. The ruins shook with every strike, stones splitting, fire and light filling the sky. Ethan gasped, collapsing to one knee, drained. Lyra caught him, holding him upright. Don't stop, only you can lead it. Outside, human pilots cheered across the comms as they saw the impossible. A human-built giant rising from forgotten ruins, fighting an alien war machine above the Bermuda Triangle. The battle had just begun. The Sentinel staggered as fire from the alien fleet rained down. Red beams split the clouds, carving the valley into ash and stone. Ethan clutched the crystal tighter, its glow burning through his veins like fire. Every second he held it, more of his strength drained away. Above, the alien commander's machine struck again, its crimson eye blasting against the Sentinel's chest. The ancient giant stumbled but rose, swinging its glowing blade through the air. Sparks and metal tore apart. The jungle shook with every strike. Lyra single quotes as voice was sharp, desperate. You can't hold the crystal for long. It feeds on your life. Ethan's breath came ragged, his knees buckling. His vision blurred, the battlefield fading in and out like a dying flame. But he forced himself to stay on his feet. If it means keeping Earth alive, I'll hold it as long as I have to. She grabbed his arm, shaking her head fiercely. No, not like this. There's another way. Outside, human jets and ships struggled against the alien fleet. Missiles exploded uselessly against glowing shields. Radio chatter filled the comms. With panic, cities on the coast were under attack, millions at risk. Every second mattered. Lyra pressed her glowing hands against Ethan's chest. Her violet eyes shimmered, not with fear now, but with resolve. There is a bond between my kind and humans. It was forbidden. But if we merge our energy, I can share the weight. You will not die alone. Ethan froze, his chest pounding. Merge? What does that mean? Her voice was soft but steady. Our lives become one. If you fall, I fall. If you survive, I survive. Forever. The words struck him harder than any blast. He looked into her eyes, saw the fear, the hope. The unspoken truth. She was offering not just her power, but herself. Outside, the Sentinel collapsed to its knees, its glow flickering. The alien commander laughed in his strange metallic tongue, raising his claws for the final strike. Ethan's hands shook. Lyra, if we do this, there's no going back. Her voice was barely a whisper. I chose already. When you saved me from the ocean. He closed his eyes, then nodded. "Then let's do it." She pressed her forehead to his. A surge of light exploded between them. The crystal pulsed, then shattered into streams of energy that poured into their bodies. Ethan gasped as power coursed through him. Too much. Too fast, but Lyra held on, binding her life to his. Their voices became one. Their hearts beat as one. The sentinel rose again, brighter than ever, its chest blazing like a star. The alien. Commander hesitated, its crimson eye dimming in sudden fear. Ethan's voice boomed through the coms, layered with Lyra's tone, a strange echo of human and alien. "This is our world. You will not take it." The sentinel swung, cleaving through the commander's machine. Sparks and fire rained across the valley. Drones scattered in chaos, torn apart by blue waves of energy. But the alien fleet was not finished. The warships above lowered in unison, their runes glowing blood red. Dozens of cannons charged, aimed at the sentinel, at the ruins, at Ethan and Lyra. Ethan single quotes as chest burned, pain tearing through him. "They're going to wipe us out." Lyra gripped his hand, their light merging brighter. "Then we give everything." The sentinel's chest opened, revealing a core blazing with energy. The bond between human and alien poured into it, a storm of blue light so bright it split the clouds. Above, the alien warships fired. Red beams tore downward, shaking the earth. But before they could strike, the sentinel unleashed its final weapon. A wave of pure energy exploded upward, swallowing the sky. Blue lightning spread across the fleet, ripping shields apart, tearing through black hulls. One by one, the alien warships cracked, fire spilling from their cores. Collapsing into the sea. The world shook as the Bermuda Triangle roared back to life, swallowing the wreckage in storms and whirlpools. Ethan screamed, his body breaking under the power, but Lyra's voice echoed inside him, steady, strong. "Hold on, Protector. Together." Their light flared brighter, brighter until the sky itself seemed to burn. And then, silenced out, the smoke cleared. The alien fleet was gone. The ocean was calm again. The sentinel stood, its glow fading, its body cracking. Inside, Ethan collapsed to his knees, blood on his lips. Lyra knelt with him, her arms around his shoulders. Her voice was faint. "You lived, we lived." Ethan tried to speak, but his vision dimmed. The last thing he saw was the horizon, glowing faintly with dawn. The battlefield was silent. Smoke drifted over the Bermuda Triangle, now calm as if the sea itself had swallowed its fury. Wreckage of alien warships burned faintly on the horizon, their once mighty hulks sinking into the abyss. Inside the broken sentinel, Ethan stirred. His body felt heavy, every breath shallow, but he was alive. Light still flickered faintly across his veins, a remnant of the bond he now carried. Beside him, Lyra knelt, her violet eyes glowing softly, her hand gripping his tightly. "It is done," she whispered, her voice trembling with exhaustion. "The fleet is gone," Ethan coughed, forcing a weak laugh. "Then we actually did it." The sentinel groaned as its massive frame collapsed into the ruins, blue light fading from its chest. Human jets circled cautiously overhead, their pilots stunned. Radio chatter crackled in Ethan's ear. "Command to ground team. What in God's name is that? We're getting readings off the charts. Did we just win?" Ethan leaned against the shattered console, his voice ragged. "This is Cole. We're alive. Repeat, we're alive. The fleet is down." Cheers erupted across the coms. But beneath the relief, Ethan heard confusion, fear. The world had just seen something it could never unsee: alien warships rising from the triangle. A giant sentinel, a man standing beside an alien girl. Lyra's head lowered, her expression shadowed. "They will not trust me. They will not trust us." Ethan reached for her chin, lifting her face gently. "Maybe not at first, but they'll have to. You helped save this world, Lyra." Before she could reply, the ground rumbled again. Both of them froze. From the depths of the sea, a final warship struggled to rise. Damaged, burning, but still alive, its hull cracked open, revealing a core of red energy ready to detonate. Lyra's eyes widened. It will destroy everything. A last strike. Ethan tried to stand but stumbled, his body too weak. The crystal was gone, shattered when they bonded. He had no strength left. Lyra touched his chest, her glow rising again. We can stop it, but only if we give all that remains of our bond. His breath caught. You mean, we won't survive? She nodded, tears shimmering down her silver-blue skin. The world will, that must be enough. Ethan's heart thundered. He had fought wars, lost brothers, carried the weight of duty. But never had he faced a choice like this. The world saved or her life lost. Their life lost. He grabbed her hand, shaking his head fiercely. No, we've already given too much. There has to be another way. She smiled faintly, fragile yet radiant. Protect her. Sometimes sacrifice is the only way humans win. Your ancestors knew this now. It is our turn. The warship's core burned brighter, red lightning tearing across the sky. Time was running out. Ethan's vision blurred with tears, but he pulled her close. If we do this, we do it together. No regrets. Lyra pressed her forehead to his, their glow merging one last time, together. They stepped onto the broken platform of the Sentinel as its dying systems lit up, responding to their bond. Their merged light spread across the ruins, filling the sky with blue fire. The last warship roared, charging its final strike, and then the dawn came. A wave of pure light erupted from the ruins, brighter than the sun. It swallowed the warship, tearing its core apart, disintegrating metal and fire until nothing remained. The blast spread across the ocean, calming the storms, sealing the triangle's fury once more. When the light faded, silence returned. Last alien threat was gone. On the shattered ridge, only faint ashes of blue energy remained, drifting like stardust into the morning sky. The Sentinel was gone. The ruins were gone, and Ethan and Lyra were nowhere to be seen. Pilots flew low, searching, calling his name, but found nothing. Some whispered he had died a hero. Others whispered the alien girl had taken him away. But on that morning, as the first rays of sun broke over the Atlantic, a fisherman far from the battle swore he saw two figures walking along the waves, one human, one alien, hand in hand disappearing into the horizon. The world would never forget Bermuda, never forget the night warships rose, and never forget the Protector and the alien girl who stood against the darkness. Lyra's single quotes S last words lingered in the wind. Now Earth will never be alone again.